You have already learned that food is essential for all living organisms. Why is food important? Food is important because it provides energy which will help an organism to carry out various activities. It provides materials for the growth of the organism. It will also provide materials for repairing the damaged parts of the body. Now in class 6 itself you have learned that food contains materials like carbohydrates, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals. They are the components of food. These components of food are called nutrients. What are nutrients? The components of food: carbohydrates, proteins, fats and minerals. They are called nutrients. What is nutrition? Nutrition is the method of taking in food by an organism and its utilization or use by the body. Now you know that all plants, they are capable of preparing their own food, while animals, they are dependent on plants for their food. So based on the mode of nutrition, the organisms can be divided into autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotroph. The term autotroph, it comes from two words. Auto means self and troph means nourishment or nutrition. So autotrophs means self nutrition. That is, all plants, all green plants and some bacteria are called autotrophs because they are capable of preparing their own food. Heterotrophs. Hetero means other. That is, they are dependent on other organisms for their food. They will either be dependent on plants or animals. Then they are called as heterotrophs. As you know, all green plants are called autotrophs. What is the meaning of the term autotroph? It means self-nourishment. The green plants are capable of preparing their own food. Where is the food produced in a green plant? It is prepared in the leaf. So the leaves are called as the food factories of the plants. Now what are the materials that are needed by the plant to prepare food? Carbon dioxide and water. How do these raw materials reach the leaf? As you know, the roots of the plant will absorb water from the soil. And the water will travel through small tubes that are present in the stem and reach the leaves. Now you know that food is prepared in the leaf and the food is needed by all parts of the plant. So how does the food reach the different parts of the plant? Again, through another set of tubes, the food that is prepared by the leaves will go to all the parts of the plant. These tubes are called as vessels and they help in carrying water from the root to the leaves. Now, how does the plant get carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? How does the plant get carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? The leaves have tiny pores on their surface. These pores are called as stomata. and they take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Each pore is protected by two cells that are called as the guard cells. And these stomata help the plant to take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So the plants get carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the soil. Now the leaves have a green pigment that is called as chlorophyll. This pigment helps the leaves to capture the energy of sunlight. And this energy is used to prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. This process is called as photosynthesis. The term photosynthesis is made of two words, photo meaning light and synthesis meaning to combine. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water are needed to prepare food by the plants. During this process, the sunlight will be trapped in the food by the plant. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. During the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is also released. Thus, plants are very important for our survival because they not only provide us with food, but they also release oxygen during photosynthesis. Now this is the equation for photosynthesis. In the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide and water combine together to form glucose, which is a carbohydrate, and oxygen gas is released. So during photosynthesis, chlorophyll that is present in the leaves in the presence of sunlight will use carbon dioxide and water, and they will prepare a food, glucose, and oxygen gas will be released back into the atmosphere. Besides leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other parts of the plant, like the green stem or the green branches. Now, have you seen desert plants? These desert plants, they do not have any leaves. The desert plants are found in the desert where there is less water. There is a scarcity of water. And as you know, leaves lose a lot of water through a process called as transpiration. In order to prevent this, the desert plants, the leaves have been modified to scales or spine-like thorns. So in these desert plants, the green stems prepare food by photosynthesis. Now you must have seen leaves which are green, red or brown in color around you. How do these plants prepare food? In these plants also there is the green color pigment, chlorophyll present, but it is masked or covered by other pigments, red or brown colored pigments. So they are also capable of producing food. Now, do you know what this is? This is an aquarium. Why is it so green in color? It is because of the presence of algae. പായൽ പിടിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് പറയില്ലേ നമ്മൾ, അത് തന്നെയാണ് ഇവിടെ സംഭവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. This algae is green in color because of the presence of the green colored pigment called as chlorophyll. So the algae is also capable of producing food on its own by the process of, yes, photosynthesis. We learned that plants synthesize carbohydrates through the process of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? The process by which green plants prepare food using inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. And they prepare carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. In addition to carbohydrates, the plants also synthesize proteins and fats. So, plants need proteins and fats in addition to carbohydrate. Now, proteins are nitrogenous substances. That means that they contain nitrogen. So, where do the plants get the nitrogen from? Now you know that nitrogen is present in abundance in atmosphere. About 78% of the atmosphere is made of nitrogen. So plants utilize this nitrogen just like they obtain carbon dioxide from the air. Do you think they take the nitrogen also from the air? No. The plant cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen. They get nitrogen from the soil. So they cannot absorb the nitrogen that is present in the air directly. They get it from the soil. Certain types of bacteria called rhizobium are present in the soil. You have already studied about this. The rhizobium bacteria are present in the soil, and these bacteria, they will convert the nitrogen that is present in the atmosphere into usable form. That is in a form that can be used by the plants. They will convert the nitrogen that is present in the atmosphere into a form that is usable by the plants into the soil, and the plants will absorb these nitrogen along with water and other minerals. What are the other minerals? Potassium, phosphorus, sulfur, etc. are the other minerals that are present in the soil. So along with these other minerals, the plant will be absorbing the nitrogen. And why do they need all these other minerals and nitrogen? For making proteins, carbohydrates and fats. Now, not only do these microorganisms make nitrogen and give it to the plants, if you see farmers, what will the farmers do? They will be adding fertilizers to the plants. They will be adding fertilizers to the field, and these fertilizers will be containing nitrogen. So this is how plants get nitrogen and the other nutrients. And when they get all these all the nutrients along with nitrogen, what are the other nutrients that I told you? Phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, etc. So when they get all these nutrients, they will be preparing proteins, fats, etc.